I think we say 70, 80% of divorces happen once the athlete stops playing.
Wow.
Which is a huge number to see that. But
yeah.
Usually the ones that last through it are the ones that were together long before they even went pro and stuff like that. So it's they were with you from the very beginning. So they know you as a person, not as you as the athlete or the spotlight or the, even if you stop in college, people don't really realize that college is like a microcosm of society.
Right, that's true.
Those players up on those teams
yeah.
are like those pro players within the city.
You are now watching But First Coffee. Tell us how you made that transition from being a basketball athlete into helping other athletes.
Wow. So transitioning, so we have a thing we say, did you retire from the game or did the game retire you?
Okay.
And for me, the game retired me because I got injured and literally had to figure out, what am I going to do now? Because if I go ahead and have surgery on my knee, I know it's going to change everything about how I play. And I was older in age, and it really wrapped up my career. It would have been done anyway. So I literally just figured it out. I went out there and just figured it out. And by me trial and error from owning different businesses, working for different companies, and while I was going through my trials and tribulations in a sense, people were calling me, asking me, can I help them with theirs? And for me, and my thing has always been, if I ever want to go to the next level or do the next thing, I need to go back and help first. And that helping other people will actually help push you where you're trying to go. So I helped them go from point A to point B. I mean, we're talking about from helping people write papers for college to finding jobs, to getting them in coaching positions, to just doing a bunch of different stuff where it became, I was the person to go to. Like,
now, was it a struggle? It was highs and lows, I'm assuming.
Definitely.
Was it a struggle for you as much as it was for like the people you ran into? Like, was everybody seeming like they were running into the same issue of not finding a place to go after being an athlete?
It's very common. Like, it's almost, now it's expected. So even with the lab, I try to get in front of it before it actually happens, so that you can actually walk out prepared and feeling confident in yourself when you're done. I'm good now. So it was a struggle for me. I didn't show that struggle to them. I just told them to make sure they didn't follow the same pitfalls that I fell in. So kind of like a parent in a sense. But once I guided them to that next direction, and they started doing different things than I was doing, which was great. But the struggle was real. Yeah.
Now, did it put a bad vision in your heart about the game? Because I mean, you played it for so long, and then now you're seeing everybody having the struggle of moving out of it, and they're not even help. It's something you just said, hey, this is something I need to feel.
Well, what I noticed, the biggest thing that I noticed out of all of it was the fact that all our lives since we were like 7, 6, when we start playing the game, you have a coach. Immediately there's a coach there. You have somebody correcting you, guiding you, and praising you the whole nine, which means a lot for us, especially coming from the community that I came from, with no father figures and stuff like that, and poverty and all that. You're dependent on those coaches. And the first thing you realize on that last game when that horn goes off, and you walk in and you know that's it. It's like a lot of these NCAA players are going through when they went through the NCAA tournament. 90% of them won't touch a court in front of a crowd again. But the biggest thing that they miss is a coach that was there with them through the entire thing, because that is abruptly severed at that point.
Got it,
So
not having that mentorship is now something that you're providing.
Correct.
To give them direction in another avenue. Now, do they have to go through any mental services? 'Cause I'm assuming this has to be taxing, even though you're trying to help them with the day-to-day work. But I mean, some people don't want to let go. So did you struggle with that as well, or do you find other people do it?
I did. Like Tom Brady, for example, who, things get tough in life. He's going through the divorce and all that, which is another factor people didn't really take into consideration.
Right, got it.
Is that your relationships, when you're no longer the person you were and you're viewed in a different light, you have to become somebody else, or even just morph into something better. But the person you're with might not be the same. They wanted the
right.
They want that athlete. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm assuming the confidence changes, and it's like a job shift. So it's almost like you lost your job, and no one ever thinks about, okay, what is going to happen next? What does that look like? What does our future look like if you're not actually the pro or I'm not getting attention? Because what does that do? You catch a lot of your mates while you're in the limelight. So is that ever a battle for them? Do they bring up saying, hey, I realized she or he only liked me when I was in the spotlight?
That is a very big battle. That's a very big battle. And if you look at the research, I don't have the exact number, but it's somewhere around, I think we say 70-80%. Of divorces happen once the athlete stops playing.
Wow.
Which is a huge number to see that. But usually the ones that last through it are the ones that were together long before they even went pro and stuff like that. So it's they were with you from the very beginning. So they know you as a person, not you as the athlete or the spotlight or even if you stop in college, people don't really realize that college is like a microcosm of society.
Right, that's true.
Those players up on those teams are like those pro players within the city.
Got it, okay.
So you lose that identity is the number one thing that we battle as soon as people get done playing.
So tell me a little bit about Life After Ball. Most people may not know how they can contribute or exactly what the organization does. So tell me exactly what Life After Ball does.
Okay, so Life After Ball, we're a community. We're a network, a community of former athletes, whether they were high school standouts, college or professional athletes, and in all sports. I just say ball. Initially was basketball because I was a basketball player, but when I realized it was so much bigger than just basketball, so it became ball in general. And we literally service all athletes globally. We have people all over the globe that actually participate in the lab, within our network. So some people might just come and be a part of the lab to have a network, because what you don't realize in college and stuff, you're isolated from the rest of the school. You don't really, so your network is very small. And if you think about the graduation rates of most of these college teams are dismal or minimal at best. You're not going, 50% is high. So that means half your team is either going back to where they came from or trying to figure life out again themselves. So where is your network? So we actually we have a built-in network, but the first thing, we actually stand on 4 pillars. We do counseling, career services, we have connections, and we do community service.
Okay.
So
so you're like an organization within itself.
Exactly.
That's giving them that push. Now, do you speak or deal with athletes that are already playing and know they're about to come out of the?
Yeah, so those that are participating in sports now, like we have different partnerships with several universities that help with their transition, and even professional athletes that are done. Even some former pros that still didn't get it, and then somebody found a way to connect with us, and we'll help them in that way. And again, the first thing we deal with is your identity.
Well, that's pretty extensive. I mean, because like you said, you start usually playing at 6, 5 years old. Because I know even like with my children, I was like, I don't know, this is a lot for a 6-year-old to deal with. And some kids didn't have the talent, but there was still pressure to play all through years in school, which you can be a participating member, but like to go pro, to me, that number is so small. So is there anything next for Life After Ball that contributes to that part? Because I mean, that should be almost like a partnership with another organization, because I think that's a heavy load, even if it's not trying to find work, because some of them may become, still work in the industry or in the sport, but not actually as an athlete. Right,
and that's one of the things we actually show. You can still be a part of the game, but at a different level. I will say it's kind of difficult initially. We have to approach those kids and athletes that are still playing very strategically. Simply because we never want to put the doubt that you're not going to make it in your head.
Yeah.
But we want to say, when you make it, it's going to last about this long. What's next? So let's prepare you. Let's get you ready. So while you're playing, things can be working behind the scenes. So when you're done, it's just an easy transition. While you're playing, you're out speaking to different people, speaking to schools, being mentors to different places. And now you're building your brand the whole while you're doing this.
Got it. So you give them a little hope.
Exactly. But
Just
the reality is,
Okay.
it's gonna end. It's not if. It's about when you're
When
gonna
it
stop.
will, right? Because like you say, injuries could happen.
Yes.
And that's like a big thing because you run so tough. In high school, I know we had like bad training conditions because, I mean, you only have limited resources in high
Correct.
school. So the fact that has almost is like an international need to get people prepared. So what's next for Jay? Like, I know you're doing this, but having all that knowledge under your belt, what do you want to do next?
Right now, like I said, for me to get to the next level, I always reach back to help.
Okay.
So right now, I'm really pouring a lot of me into the lab, and me in the lab we're doing a lot of different things. I do a lot of investing as well outside, so I have a lot of different partnerships and everything. My wife in the Full Circle PR and marketing company, I help her out with that a lot. She does a whole lot in that space, in the entertainment and PR space. So I'm observing and watching to see what that next level, the next step for me personally will be.
Okay.
But for now, I'm really laser focused on that vision with the lab. So.
And we're gonna get more episodes of the Lab Report.
Yes, we're gonna have more episodes of the Lab Report. We had some phenomenal interviews we did during that time.
Okay.
Even the athletes that we work with, a lot of athletes we work with, you never know that they're getting support, but you see them on TV almost every day. You see, it's a lot of, and a lot of former players that really are willing to give back, which is good to see because those that lasted longer than others, usually they don't tend to look back at the other, but once they're out the league for a couple of years, they're trying to figure out, all right, what am I going to do? Let me plug in over here and I can actually show the look. So we'll do different things. We do community service. So good example, our last turkey drive we did this past year, it didn't sound like a lot. For us, it's great. We fed over 850 families.
That's a lot.
And we're like, but every year it doubles. Literally every year it's doubled. So we did the Christmas, the toy drive we did this year too. So it's seeing that ability to give back is awesome. And then one of our biggest things that I really love is we have a MVP program where we talk about money, vision, and purpose.
Oh, I like that MVP.
So we're preparing the mind for a transition of identity. It's the biggest issue as an athlete. If you think about it, an athlete, if he walked through the door, you can know immediately they play some sport.
Right. It's the confidence that's built behind.
And the size.
Yeah, size.
Because you think about like me in my normal everyday life, I'm short.
Right.
My friends, I'm short. I just left my house. My friends are 6'8", 6'9", 7 feet.
Okay.
When I come back, when I come back and I'm in the real world,
Yes.
it's like, oh, you're so tall. You must have played basketball. And as an athlete, that's a stigma. We hate that.
That you have to be tall.
We want people to see us for us. Like, oh, that's such and such. He does this, this, and this. Not
Got you.
he's an
Okay.
athlete, because you grow up with that idea. What they call dumb jocks all the time.
Yeah, I don't know who made that up. Probably somebody jealous. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Well, I really do appreciate you joining me today. I can't wait to see what you guys have next, and hopefully more people can get involved that are not athletes, because that support alone, like you said, changes the way we see it.
Yep.
Instead of saying, oh, they're athletes, they can't do this, can't do that, or we can't hire you because all you have is
This or that.
that on there that you're playing sports, because that's difficult to keep up with regular life in sports. And so it's almost like having another job. But yeah.
I will say, if anybody wants to get involved, you can find us on Instagram at life_after_ball.
Okay.
And they send us a DM. Somebody will get back with you, and we'll plug in and let's build.
Let's build.
That's it.
Do you have a quote that we can go by? So we can say, instead of, are you going to let us leave us with let's build? Or what is a little word of inspiration you can give us on that?
Well, it's a quote that I never remember who the actual origin of this quote is.
Okay.
But I always live by this. It says, success is not the result of spontaneous combustion. You must set yourself on fire.
That's how we end it right
That's
there.
it.
Well, thanks a lot for joining me today, Jay.
Thank you.
Hope to see you soon.
All right. Thank you all.